Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my channel Learn Math with Sayyid Ali. So today our topic is circle, circumference and area. Circle. What is circle? Circle is a geometrical shape which is defined as collection of points which are equidistant from a center point. Equidistance, that means collection of all points. What we are defining as circle is it's a collection of all these points, and all these points are equidistant from a center point. So what a circle is? Circle is collection of all points. Circle is a geometrical shape. First of all, circle is a geometrical shape. And how you define it? Collection of all points. Collection of several points. several, several points. Equidistance, equidistant, from one point called center of the circle, called center, right? So this is my center, and all these points, if all these points are equidistant from this point, then this shape which we found here is called circle. So hope you understand this. So this center, this is center, because from this point all points are equidistant, and when we join it we got the circle. And this distance from the center of the circle to any point, P1, P2, P3, any point you take is always equal, right? Because we say that it's equidistant. And this equidistance, or this distance from the center of the circle to any point of the circle, so is called radius. So what is radius? The distance from center of the circle to any point of the circle, to any point of the circle is called radius. So we have the definition of circle. It's a geometrical shape, collection of several points equidistant from one point, one single point called center. And the distance from the center to any given point on the circle is called radius. So the length of any line segment from the center of the circle to its edge. The length of any line segment from the center of the circle to the edge, right? You can define it many ways, but you need to know what is the radius, right? So I write it, the distance from the center of the circle to any point of the circle is called radius. Or you can say the length of any line segment from the center of a circle to the edge is called radius, and is indicated by small r. How is the indication? Small r. Now, what is the length if we have this length from this point P1 to point P3, or point P2 to point P4? Now we are seeing in both cases that this is the line segment which is joining the 2 points on the circumference of a circle, but passing through center. So this length of any line segment that passes through the center, where the endpoints are on the edge, is called diameter. So what is the diameter? So we define it. Diameter is the distance between the 2 points on the circle and passes through center. It must pass through center. If it passes through center, then this distance is called diameter and is indicated as D, right? Let me write it maybe capital D or small d. We denoted D, small d, diameter. Now, since this distance is r, but the twice of this distance is d, that means d is also said to be equals to twice of radius. So if we multiply radius with 2, we get the diameter, because radius is the distance from the center to any point and diameter is the distance between the 2 points if it passes through the center. So the equation set is d, the diameter of a circle, is equals to 2 times the radius of a circle, right? So we are dealing with the definitions, right? What is the perimeter, right? Circumference. Now then we come to the circumference. Circumference. What is circumference? Circumference is collection of all these points which makes the circle, right? This is this collection of all the points. So this is called circumference. If we go across this, so the circumference is collection of all the points. So we can also define circumference as circumference is the perimeter of the circle. Perimeter. What is perimeter? In square, we have learned that perimeter is sum of all the sides. But here is no side in the circle. It's a collection of all the points. So if you have a circle like this, as we have seen, this is the collection of all the points. C is the center. If I take this point P like this, and if I unwind this circle, if I make this circle by the string, right? Make a string circle, and then you hold your finger at the point P and then open the string up, right? If you open the string, so this is the length of the circle, and this is called circumference. Circumference is the perimeter of the circle, and this circumference is equals to pi times diameter. So circumference is equals to pi times circumference. Circumference is equals to pi times diameter. But what is pi? Pi is a number. In mathematics, we use always pi. So what is pi? Pi is a number, and that number is 3.141592. But for the sake of simplicity, we only use pi is equals to 3.14. This is the mostly used in our calculation. This is the value, pi, pi. And the indication of pi is a Greek alphabet. This is pi. You will be using pi a lot when you are doing this circumference or area of the circle or circumference of the circle. Circumference is the perimeter of the circle, right? And I told you that if you have a circle made up of the string and you open it up, the length of the string will show you the circumference or perimeter of that circle. And if you want to calculate it, you can measure that string, or you can calculate it by pi times diameter. If this is the diameter of the circle, then you have to multiply it by 3.14 and you get the circumference of the circle. But as diameter is 2 times r, we can also set up this equation in terms of the radius, right? So 2 pi r, circumference can also be written as 2 pi r. This is also circumference, but this circumference, this circumference is in terms of r, and the previous formula was in terms of d. So we should note it somewhere, or we have to say it few times so that we can memorize it, because you have to memorize it for a longer time. What is the perimeter of the circle, or what is the circumference of the circle? So in terms of diameter, it is pi times d, and in terms of radius, it is 2 pi r. 2 pi r, right? Because d is 2 times r. So it is 2 times r. So we define almost everything here for the circle. What is the circle? What the circumference is? Area we will do in the next video. What area equals to for a circle. Now we will take some examples so that you know how to calculate circumference of a circle, right? So I am erasing all this and giving you certain examples which will tell us that how to use this formula for circumference. How to use the formula for circumference, or other word for circumference is perimeter. Perimeter or circumference. So question can come like this, that d is equals to 3. Find the circumference, right? In all questions you have to find out circumference of the circle. Circumference. F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Remember the spelling, right? Because it is important. If you remember it, it will be good for you. Diameter is 3 centimeter, right? If diameter is 3 centimeter, what is circumference equals to? Pi times d, right? So pi is 3.14 times d, which is 3, and you do it by calculator. So 3.14 times 3, 3.14 times 3, it equals to 9.42. So your answer is 9.42 centimeter, right? It is circumference of the, so this is your answer. Now I will be calculating few more for you. Radius is given. Radius is equals to 10 meter. What is circumference? This time I will write circumference is equals to 2 pi times r. Both are the formulas. We learned that. Circumference is equals to 2 times 3.14 times r, which is this, and we calculate it by calculator. So I will get 2 times 3.14 times 10 equals to 62.8. So I write 62.8 meters. Now we see another example. D is equals to 0.68 meters. Now is D. So circumference of the circle is equals to pi times d. Circumference is equals to 3.14 times 0.68. So you calculate by calculator and you will find that 3.14 times 0.68, 2.135. So this is your meters answer, right? So if your now next question is r is equals to 0.5 centimeter. So circumference is equals to 2 pi times r. So 2 pi means 3.14 times r means 0.5, and then you substitute or plug it in the calculator to get the multiply or multiplication. 2 times 3.14 times 0.5, and you get 3.14. 3.14. Let me check one more time. 2 times 3.14 times 0.5. Yeah, 3.14 centimeter. So this is your practice how to calculate circumference. R is equals to 10 meter, and this is your exercise now, and r is equals to 1 meter. right? So sometimes they can also give you the picture only and say that find out the circumference, right? And they say that this r is equals to 1 meter, right? So if this is the case, you can see that this is r, right? You can find out in both cases the circumference, which is 2 pi times r, right? So c is equals to 2 times 3.14 times 10. So here also c is equals to 2 pi times r. C is equals to 2 times 3.14 times 1 meter, right? So you calculate both questions and then you will say what the answers are. So 2 times 3.14 times 10 is 62.8 meters. Answer. This is your previous answer. Let me check this one. So 2 times 3.14, which is equals to 6.28, and this time is meter in your answer. So we learn here that what the circle is and what is circumference of a circle. Circumference of a circle is also perimeter of the circle. Perimeter for the square we did, right? Side times side is the perimeter of a square. Length times width is the perimeter of a rectangle. But for the circle, now we learned today that for circles, circumference is the perimeter. So circumference is equals to either pi times d, or you can say 2 pi r. So this is what you learned today, right? Circumference of a circle or perimeter of a circle, right? So that we know that for the square we say perimeter is equals to 4 times side, right? Sum of all the sides. And here we say perimeter is equals to, let me write again, perimeter is equals to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Or we can say that 2 is outside the bracket, L plus W. This is the perimeter for the rectangle. This is your rectangle and this is your square. We'll deal with the areas after in the second lecture, right? So this is all about the perimeter of a circle. The other name for the perimeter of the circle is circumference, and circumference is equals to 2 pi r or pi times d. Pi is a mathematical term whose value is 3.14. Usually we take 3.14 instead of the whole value, which is non completing like decimal, not the reoccurring but continuous decimal. 3.141592 etc. So we don't use the complete value, we use only 3.14. So remember these two formulas. These are the same formulas. Circumference or the perimeter of the circle is equals to pi times d or 2 pi r, right? And you have the definition of what the circle is, what the circumference is. In the next video, we will be dealing with the area of the circle. Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon button. Thank you for watching.